What's up, guys? This is Ofo, and this commentary I'm bringing you is definitely a shift from the norm. And instead of Pokemon gameplay, or even the occasional Gears of War 3 gameplay I post, this is actually going to be a Black Ops 2 video. And unless you're living under a rock or just are completely indifferent to anything Call of Duty, which I'm sure some of you are, although if you were, I doubt you'd click on this video in the first place. Gamescom happened, I think, last week, and during that time, a lot of Black Ops 2 footage and was leaked, or not leaked, was presented to us, and not only that, a bunch of information just flooded. So that includes primary weapons, secondary weapons, perks, kill streaks, equipment, the whole shebang. Everything was pretty much released. Well, a lot of it was. I'd be kind of surprised if there's more, but who knows. So it looks like, just my initial impression is that it has a lot of potential to be a great game. But I'm not going to go over the new features as much, because you guys can get that from a different source, and I don't really want to be wasting time in this commentary describing how the new things in the game. I'm going to be linking you to all the information that I'm actually referencing as we speak, or as I speak, in the description, and there's going to be other videos where we can figure out the new class system and everything. But just a quick summary, because I want to talk about a couple of perks, is that the new system, just very quickly, is you have 10 points to spend, and you can spend that on anything. It's not as restrained and structured as other Call of Duties have been. They also introduced something called wildcards, which kind of let you shift your class to something it could never have been before. I'm not going to go over those, and all the wildcards are in the description. But what you can do with the wildcards is put more than one perk in each perk slot. You can have more than one perk in the perk slot, which is completely different, and I think is going to be pretty cool. The one thing, though, that I'm speculating about the game when it does come out, is that I feel like because you now don't even have to have a secondary weapon or equipment if you don't spend points on it, and I feel like it's going to be very attractive for people not to even spend points on that and instead have 6 perks or 3 attachments on your primary weapon. And I think because of that, you're going to be seeing classes plentifully that don't have a secondary weapon and don't have equipment. Now, I think that I've kind of gone over okay, let me just articulate this. I don't know why I'm stumbling on my words, but I've tried to play with the class system and see what I can make. And what I've noticed is that I almost always end up first spending all my points on the perks, and then, like I said, the guns. And then I usually only have 1 or 2 points left over to spend on equipment or secondary. So I feel I predict that most classes are only going to have one or the other. They're either going to have secondary weapon with an attachment or maybe some equipment. Now, because of that, I think which one is more widely used is going to depend on how good the secondary weapons are. If they're very, very good, you're not going to be seeing a lot of equipment, which is a lot different from other games where, Taclomask and Hacker were very practical to use because, of course, everyone just got a free equipment that they could throw around or put down a claymore, and if you didn't want to get killed by those, you often had to utilize those perks. So in this new game, I'm actually going to predict that I don't think equipment's going to be as widely used. Now, that's speculation, and I could be completely wrong, so I'm not going to. It's not like this is cemented in any way. It's just my speculation. And one reason that I don't think it's going to be as widely used is because there is a 3rd tier perk which is similar to Hacker in Black Ops, and they had variations of it in the other Call of Duties, called Engineer. And what it does is it shows enemy equipment in the world, delays explosives, and re-rolls and booby-trap care packages. And all that combined makes it a very, very attractive perk to use. And because of that, I feel like it's going to be a very common perk. And if Engineer is very plentiful around and very frequently seen, I think that people are going to be reluctant to spend a point on a claymore that someone can easily just see through a wall and trip, and it's going to be delayed. So because of that, I don't think equipment is going to be very widely seen, and I think Engineer is going to be especially at the beginning, going to be widely used, and that might change as the game evolves, but who knows. So the other things that worth mentioning in the perks, with the perks, is the Ghost. They drastically nerfed Ghost. They kind of split it into like 4 different things. They well, not 4, but like there's now 4 stealth perks. There's Ghost, which means you cannot be detected by enemy UAVs while moving. And yeah, you've probably heard this, but no longer if you're just sitting in a corner will you be detected by UAV. How they're exactly going to implement this, I'm not sure, but hopefully they do it in a good way so you can't just move in a circle to, you know, get that easy loophole. Then there's Blind Eye, also in the perk 1 slot, which means you're unaffected by AI-controlled perks. Then in perk 2, there is Hardwired, which means that you are immune to counter UAVs and enemy EMPs. And then there's also Cold-Blooded in perk 2, which means that you are resistant to targeting systems, including dual band, target finder, sensor grenades, and player-controlled aircraft. That's a lot of stuff. I think that's going to be widely used as well, which is another thing that makes, I think, equipment is going to be not too attractive to use, to be honest. I'm not sure, though. Then in perk 3, there's, you know, Dead Silence, which is move silently, and Awareness, which is kind of the counter to it. Its enemy movements are easier to hear. So I think that what with you no longer can hide in the corner with Ghost, I think that Stealth is going to have a presence, but it's not going to be nearly as annoying as the past games. At least I hope so. But, you know, I guess we can all have our fingers crossed about that. So, let me go to the score streaks, and yes, you heard right, score streaks. They changed that system again. They kind of expanded from the point streak system in MW3. Not only did they just call it something different, but now, instead of having, like, you know, if you capture a domination point, that counts as 1 kill, they're going to be doing it in a way that, you know how in, like, domination, if you capture a flag, it's like a certain amount of points, I think it's like 100 points. Maybe 200 points, I can't remember, but those points are going to be directly put into your score streak. So instead of having, you know, 11 points to get dogs or, well, you know, gunship or whatever they call it. No, I'm thinking of Black Ops, but you know, whatever the thing was in MW3, and whatever the high kill streaks were in that. I didn't play too much because I didn't like it as much as the other ones. Instead of that being 11 kills, it's going to be let's see, the highest kill score streak in this is called Swarm, and that's 1,400 points. Now, in case, for those unfamiliar, 1 kill is 100 points. And, then, you know, capturing flags also awards you some points. You know, capturing domination points awards you some points. So everything is going to be filtered into the score streak system. Of course, like, stuff like revenge, like, you know, killing someone that just killed you, that's not going to count towards it. That's, I think, XP, and that's a different thing. But it's kind of a different system, which means that pretty much everything you do for your team, or, you know, whether it be getting kills or going for the objective, will help you get kill streaks if you stay alive. And they do, there's no support streaks in this game, so there's going to be no dying and then still having a kill streak, which I think is good. But a couple of things that I'm kind of just have a 2 cents about. The UAV in this game, in the past, obviously, that's been kind of a topic of discussion. Some say that it's, you know, Ghost obviously makes it kind of annoying, so, you know, you think that you see everyone in the UAV and then they just appear, you know, in the corner, but they kind of fixed that. But others think it's kind of unfair that the UAV is so good that at 3 kill streak or 375 points in this game, which is actually over 3 kills, you get to see roughly where everyone on the enemy team is. So, but instead of actually nerfing it, they buffed it to make it so, when you call in the UAV, every time your team gets a kill with your UAV up, it counts, it filters 10 points into your score streak. Now, some people are saying this is going to be a bad thing, and I don't really think it will, because if you think about it, a UAV is 375 points, so if it gives you 10 points, that means that with a UAV up, your team would have to get 37.5 kills just for you to get the UAV. Ultimately, I don't think it's going to be a big difference. It's going to be kind of something nice. Also, something I'm kind of worried about is the Hunter Killer Drone, which is a very low kill streak, it's 400 points. It's pretty much an airborne drone that seeks out and destroys a nearby target. And from what I've seen of it, it's not player controlled, and all you have to do is throw it, and I have never seen it not get a kill, just in the gameplay I've watched. So that being such a low kill streak, I'm kind of worried about. Yeah, so the gameplay just ended, so I'm just gonna put a black screen after this. Not feeling very creative, and I'm just gonna keep on talking. Just one thing to point out about the gameplay is that you did see dogs at the end of that, which is one reason I picked it. So you got a little sneak peek at the dogs that are going to be in Black Ops 2. Yes, they're going to be in it. As well as that gun he was using. I'm not sure what it's called. I could look it up, but I'm too lazy. But I've heard that that's going to be the best gun in the game. It looks similar to like the FAMAS and the FAMAS from MW2. And, you know, the Type 95 from MW3. So that's apparently a very good gun, but I'm not sure. Obviously, that's just hearsay. But getting back into what I was talking about, I think that's all that's really worth talking about from the score streaks, other than the death machine is coming back. And unlike the past games, when you die with it, it doesn't go away permanently. You get to use up all the ammo in it. I do think it has less ammo than it did in past games. But I don't know, that does seem a little... you know, a little good, but who knows. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about was, very quickly, that perks now only, change your guy, your movement. So, for example, extreme conditioning. There's I can't talk. There's extreme conditioning in the game, which means that, obviously, you can run longer, and that changes your guy. However, stuff that changes your weapon, such as sleight of hand, which, you know, increases your reload, or deep impact, which means that you have more bullet penetration, that's no longer perk. That's an attachment. So that means, seeing as you can have actually 3 attachments on a gun and 2 perks with and as much as 6 perks, it's actually not possible to have. Well, that would be 9, you know, essentially perks on one class, because you only have a certain amount of points to spend. But you can have a lot of essentially perks on one class, way more than you had before. I'm pretty sure you could have as many as like 6, assuming that you don't have, or as much as like probably 7 or 8, including attachments, as long as you don't have anything but a primary weapon, which is a route that many people might want to go, and one that I'm going to be experimenting with when the game actually comes out. So I guess that's all I've really important that I wanted to mention. Tell me, guys, what you are thinking of the initial, you know, at the initial trailers and gameplay and, you know, information that's come out just in the past week. I'm sort of, I don't want to say I'm excited, because I don't really want to get excited for a Call of Duty game. I've learned that lesson long ago. But I am interested in how it's going to turn out, and I do think this has quite a lot of potential, at least way more than MW3 had when I saw it. That I just didn't even like the look of that even before it came out. But yep, that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you enjoy, and please leave your, you know, comments in the comment box below. I'll see you guys later. Bye.